Are you getting ready to negotiate with a narcissist and want to know how to smack them down? By the end of this video, you're gonna know exactly how to do just that. Hi, I'm Rebecca Zung, and I've been recognized as one of the top attorneys in the country, and I've written a couple of best-selling books, and I help you negotiate with narcissists in a way that's powerful so that you can shift the dynamic and get what you want. So if that sounds good to you, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell. So let's talk about what to do to smack down the narcissist. Well, the first thing that you're going to do is protect yourself. So you're getting ready to negotiate with them, or you're trying to get them out of your life, or maybe they're discarding you, but you're dealing with all kinds of things. I mean, the emotional stuff that you have to go through when you're dealing with a narcissist, whether it's romantic or not. Because by the way, the two narcissists that I had to deal with in my life were not even in a romantic setting. One was in a business type of a setting, and the other one was in an extended family type of a setting. And the emotion that that you have to deal with is so difficult. I mean, really, they get into your brain cells and your brain patterns, and you have a really hard time getting past all of that. And you end up like just ruminating on it and focusing on it and obsessing over it. And what are they going to do next? What are they going to say next? And you can't believe they did this. And oh my God, they said that. And you end up in this whole mode that is just so unhealthy and so toxic for you that the first step in all of this is definitely going to be creating boundaries, creating really, really strong boundaries, super strong boundaries, because that's when you can start avoiding the toxicity and starting to allow yourself the space and the place to be able to breathe and be able to move forward and to be able to think straight. I mean, when you are dealing with a narcissist in a negotiating setting, you are seriously in the fight of your life. I mean, make no mistake about it. This is definitely one of the hardest things you'll ever have to do. But you do have to do it because, they're never, ever going to leave you alone. It's never going to get better. You're in hell either way. You're either in hell when you're dealing with them and having them as a regular part of your life, or you can rip the Band-Aid off, go through a short period of hell, and then get beyond it and be done. And the island on the other side of this stream is a much better place to be. I can definitely tell you that as somebody who's had to deal with a couple of narcissists in my own life. I mean, I've had to deal with them as clients. I've had to deal with them as opposing clients, opposing counsel, judges, all sorts of places in my life. But it really wasn't until I really started reading about narcissism and started learning about it that I started to realize that I was actually dealing with a couple of narcissists in my own life. I had been speaking about negotiation for years and years, and it wasn't until I started taking what I was learning about narcissism and put it together with what I know about negotiation that I was actually really able to start seeing movement in not only my own situation in dealing with the narcissist, but also in helping others in negotiating with narcissists. So for those of you who are out there who are watching right now, who are saying, there's no way I can ever win, don't bother negotiating with the narcissist, I'll never get anywhere. That's not true. You absolutely can. And you can smack them down in a negotiation. And that's what I teach you how to do. But the first thing you have to do is develop really, really super strong boundaries. So the second thing you want to do is the why in my SLAY program. And so S stands for strategy, leverage, anticipate, and then focus on you, your case, and your position. So Y stands for focusing on you, your case, and your position. And I tell you this in a number of different ways. I mean, first of all, your own self-care, your own mindset, and taking care of yourself physically, emotionally, psychologically, all of those things is so, so important. Then also focusing on your case and your position. And the reason I say that is because I often analogize it to a football game. You know, if you have a fantastic defense, that means no one's scoring any points. So you need to also have a really fantastic offense as well. And that means you focus on yourself, your case, your strategy, your leverage, your position. Because if your only case, if your only arguments are how bad the other side is, you're never saying what's good about you. And you're never focusing on your own goals, your own vision, your own strengths of position, all of that. It's so, so important to be looking at yourself. So that's one of the next ways to really smack down the narcissist, is make sure that your position is fully researched and that you know exactly what it is that you're going to say, what your first offer is going to be. And make sure, by the way, that your first offer is a hell of a lot more than what you really want, and also never really gives away or lets on to what it is that you actually really want. Because if the narcissist knows what you really want, then he or she is going to want to make sure that you definitely don't get that. Okay, so that's number 2. The third thing that you can do is anticipate what the narcissist is going to do and be 2 steps ahead of them. That's the A in my SLAY methodology. Being 2 steps ahead of them, knowing what kind of narcissist you're dealing with, knowing how they're going to behave in a litigation setting. Understand that narcissists, they ignore court orders, they try to triangulate, they line up their flying monkeys, they lie about everything. They will misrepresent things that you said, things that you wrote, things that you did. They will try to get you before you get them. They'll use the court system as a sword. All of these kinds of things are things that narcissists tend to do. And in a litigation setting, it's, magnified. They're like their normal selves, but on steroids. So anticipating that that's what they're going to do, and then not be surprised by it. Don't be surprised when narcissists act like narcissists, because that's what they do. And especially covert narcissists, they're really, really good at getting the world to, line up with them and making it seem like they're the victim and you are the horrible one and all of that. And if you want to know more about covert narcissists, I have a video called The Covert Passive Aggressive Narcissist, which talks all about that special kind of narcissist, which I really can't stand. But that's, they exist, and I know because I've had to deal with a couple of them myself. So if you are so ready to smack the narcissist down, give me a smack them down in the comments right now. Okay, so the next thing that you can do is develop a really, really super strong strategy. So within that strategy, you're going to have to develop your goals, your vision. How are you going to get there? Sometimes when you're dealing with the narcissist, you're just like on your back with all your paws up in the ground, like, and they've got their foot on your belly and you just feel like you can't move, you just like can barely even squirm. And that's where they want you to feel like you are at all times. And so sometimes it's like so foreign to think of, going on the offensive and actually creating a plan to get where you want to go. What is it that you actually want? And so developing that goal, that vision, that GPS, that actually sets the place for, okay, this is where I am going. How am I going to get there? And it helps you keep that vision in your mind as to where it is that you actually want to go. So developing a strategy and keeping your eye on that prize will be so critical as you go through this, because, when you're dealing with the narcissist, they want to get you before you get them. They want to take you down. They basically want you to feel like you're being eaten alive. And you are, unless you have the right tools to get what it is that you want to get. So the last thing is creating super strong leverage, invincible leverage, and then knowing exactly when to use it. So remember that the best leverage is going to be a form that threatens a source of narcissistic supply to that particular narcissist that's going to be more important for them to keep, to maintain, to retain, that they'll protect at any cost than the supply that they get from jerking you around. They want to keep both forms of supply, but you're going to want to make it so difficult for them to keep the supply that they get from jerking you around, because they're going to have to let go of that in order to keep that other source of supply. And that's the real trick of it. So I talk a lot more about that in my free webinars. Come join me in that. There'll be a link to sign up to that below, pinned to the first comment. And also in my Slay program, which you can certainly check out as well. Or you can just grab my free Crush My Negotiation Prep Worksheet. You can just start there. And you can get that at winmynegotiation.com. And just go to winmynegotiation.com and it'll be all yours. And also join my free private Facebook group called Narcissist Negotiators with Rebecca Zung. Lots of people in there helping each other, supporting each other. It's a very active group. Sometimes when you're dealing with a narcissist, you feel so alone. You feel like no one else understands what it is that you're dealing with. You feel like you're going crazy. So come join us in there as well. And if you like this video, give it a like, share it, drop me a comment, and make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell. I am so glad that you're here. I'm so glad you're part of my community. And I can't wait to help you and support you through this process. I'm Rebecca Zung. Remember, today's a great day to start negotiating your best life. I'll see you in the next video.